week's TLDR is on how to get a house in Japan.
Because we have a house in Japan.
We have a house.
This is our house.
When I say house, I don't mean like a home,
No.
like an apartment. Like we got a house.
We are in a house right now. This is our house with our name on it.
And it's not our house. We're
Well, I
renting
peed on
it,
the
but-
corners, all of them, so this is mine.
I took my chin and I rubbed it on items.
Yep.
Like I went up to them and I just like rubbed it.
Exactly.
Using my glands.
This is our house.
Our first house that we've ever lived in together.
We have been married for almost 10 years now, and we've never been in a house together. This is our first house.
I feel like
Our
I want
house.
our house. I've already covered the Brita water filter and stickers.
Yes, you did. Okay, so we want to tell you a little bit about our experiences of real estate hunting in Japan, how they differ from our experiences in Korea and Canada as well.
So first off, Korea and Japan are similar in the sense that you have to go through a real estate agent to rent. When we rented in Canada, I remember we like hunted around for houses, went inside, and then you like called up the guy who owned that one building, like the one, and then you're like, can I rent? And they're like, all right.
Okay, fine.
But in Korea, you must go through a real estate agent, the same as Japan, which means you will be paying them a fee, but they will be taking you around. We are on our way to look for apartments and houses in Tokyo.
Okay.
We're very excited. And yeah, that's my story.
It's a great intro.
Wasn't it?
You're
So
good at
good.
this. The bigger difference that we noticed between Korea and Japan, though, is that when we were in Korea, our real estate agent was only representative of a small specific area. So we had to pick an area that we wanted to live in, and then we went into a real estate agent for that area, and they showed us properties around there. Here in Japan, though, our real estate agent covered pretty much all of Tokyo, and we just had to tell them the specific things that we were looking for, and they found different houses and apartments that met our criteria.
So we did a lot of driving around because we didn't really know the areas at all.
No.
So she just kind of picked us up and then went to place to place to place, and we were kind of like, I don't like this, I like this, I don't want that. And then the next day she would narrow it down and do like more housing until we kind of figured out the area that we wanted to live in.
Exactly. Okay. Thank you.
This is a house.
Hello.
This feels like I'm living in North America,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
This feels like a North American kitchen,
It sure does. Whoa.
doesn't it?
This is ballin'.
We can't afford to live in overlook. Ooh,
Ooh.
it's the tatami room.
Our other place doesn't have a tatami room. This is a great tatami room.
Okay, tatami room is a very traditional Japanese kind of room. It usually has all these like sliding doors that open, and it's kind of like a family room. But we heard that this can be really difficult to take care of because it's like some special straw or like wheat or something grown in Japan, and like if something spills on it, you have to like remove it by panel. But it's so pretty looking.
It's really nice looking.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like every single place we've gone to has a bathtub?
Yes, it is.
I don't remember having that experience in Korea.
I did not.
We've lived in 3 places that don't have bathtubs.
Yes.
This
Huge
is a
house,
really
right?
big house.
This is a little bit too big.
Really big house.
But a mega huge difference is terminology about looking for housing in Japan. Everyone is obsessed with how far they are from the subway.
Right.
And so for us, we're like, I don't even know what area I want to live in. Why would I know it's subway? And they'd be like, do you want to be 5, 10, 15, or 20 minutes from the subway?
So we
I'm
right
like,
now,
what?
we're 20 minutes away from the subway, which is why...
Walking.
Yeah, walking. So our place is a lot cheaper than it would be if it was 5 minutes away from the subway.
Plus 20 minutes, like we walked like that all the time in Korea.
Yeah.
Like we walked that distance.
We always walk.
It was normal. But in Korea, they never asked that kind of question.
No.
Like it was never like, how far do you want to be from the subway? You just got the place.
That never came up in discussion at all.
Actually, 12 minutes from Cathedral Station.
Okay, so this is even closer than the first one. See here. Oh, this is nice. All right.
My new bed.
It's a new bed. Crawl under there.
Go
The
there, go
little
to sleep on
bed.
beds. Actually pretty big. But you know what I really like? Look at
What?
the tiny sinks that come with all these little tiny.
Yee.
Right?
Little tiny sink the size of my hand. Oh, that's a nice little balcony also. There you go.
I figured it out. So you can hang your laundry here. Another big difference in Japan and Korea was the questions the real estate agent had to ask us. I just have some questions for you.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Do you play a musical instrument?
I wish. No. Okay.
Do you have children or plan on having children?
No.
Kind of personal.
What?
Yeah.
No. All right.
Do you have a pet?
Yes, I do.
What kind of pet will you have?
It's a small, old, ugly, smelly Pekingese dog that's really close to dying. He's so old and crusty and he can barely walk.
Okay, because if he's a big dog, we'll need to do an interview with him.
Yes, literally. So like there are different places that are like pet negotiable and some places that say no outright to pets and some that say yes outright. So our place was pet negotiable. We had to tell them what kind of dog Spudgy was.
What he's like, his personality.
So we even like showed our realtors some videos of what Spudgy's like, how he just lays down and does nothing. Because if it was a big or active dog, then the landlord might not have accepted us.
Also, if you play an instrument, some places won't let you in, like
Yeah.
a piano or drums or like trombone. What if you play like the pan flute? I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong. Can you imagine in North America if they're like,
I'm sorry, you have kids? No, you can't rent this
I
place.
don't think that would fly.
I've
Maybe it
never
will.
experienced it. Maybe that happens somewhere in Canada. I've never experienced that.
Yeah.
And when we were in Korea, they never asked us that question as well.
No. But the pet thing in Korea, some people were like, but it wasn't as strict as
No.
Japan. Okay.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome looking.
This is amazing.
Whoa.
Look, and there's a ladder here also.
What a crazy design.
This is a really crazy design.
This is even great for filming itself.
Look at this. We got a little ledge here for sitting on. Okay, I'll go check.
Take your slippers off.
Will, you hold this. Oh my gosh, there's a giant pile of money right here.
Really?
It's just money everywhere. Money and gold. No money, no gold. I lied.
How super strange. I'm so intrigued right now.
I know. Oh man, this is a really tough choice.
Isn't it?
I love the lighter wood here. A really major difference we noticed between Korea and Japan is in the cost. So right now we are actually in a house, a 2-story house. It even has a little backyard. In Korea, there is no way that we could afford a house. This place actually costs less than our last apartment in Korea, which is totally amazing to me. I'm excited.
I'm
This
more
looks-
than excited. This is the
looks
first
like-
time that we're going to see a Japanese style house. I thought that like a house would be totally crazy expensive, but some apartments are actually more expensive than houses. And I'm like, why wouldn't we get a house? We could have a tiny piece of grass. I could grow herbs.
I think the realtor is waiting for us.
And speaking of cost, in Korea you have something called key money, which is a huge chunk of money. So if you don't have that chunk of money, it's like you just can't rent to begin with in Korea.
So some apartments are like, you put down like $10,000 or $40,000 or $50,000, and this giant chunk of money you give to the landlord.
And then you pay monthly rent on top of that,
Yes.
right? The monthly rent you don't get back,
Right.
but that key money deposit you will get back.
After your rental agreement is up, they give you that money back.
While in Japan, they don't have that giant chunk of key money.
Not like 10,000 or 40,000 or 50,000.
So it's
anything like
more
that.
affordable for you to be able to start renting.
Yes.
However, they have something called gift money. Gift money can be 1 to 4 months rent. You just don't get
It's
it
a
back.
gift.
So I was reading a lot of articles about this, and people were saying that like they feel like it's an old-fashioned system. It needs to stop. And some places in Japan like have stopped doing it.
Yeah.
But if I was a landlord, I'd be like, why would I want to stop it?
This is a great day. On top of that, there's deposit money that you have to put down. It's not as huge as Korea as well. It's not like 10 or 50,000. It's more like 1 to 3 months rent. For us, it's 3 months rent because we have an animal.
Yeah.
And that deposit money, at the end of your rental term, they're going to look over your house and see what kind of damage has been done to that house.
So when we actually moved into the house,
Yes.
the real estate agent with the person who owns the house walked around and said, is there any problems? Like, here are the remotes that you have. Like, they
Yeah.
took note of everything
Yeah.
so that they can come back later and compare it and say, like, oh, there are these problems.
any bit of damage that we have, like a scratch in the wall or a hole in the wall or a damage to the step, they are going to repair that with the deposit money that we gave them. So even though technically we should get that deposit money back, there's a very small chance that we
Yeah.
will, because anything that we do that damages this place in a slight way, if we sneeze on the wall,
Especially because
Yes.
this place was just remodeled.
Yes.
So it's a new place. So obviously it can only go downhill from here.
you're right. It's all downhill.
It's all downhill.
2 years, it's all downhill.
They wanted to know if I was going to screw the air conditioning remotes into the wall. And I was like, oh, can I do that? And they were like, of course you can do that. But you'll have
Let's
to
say
pay
goodbye to
fix
your
the-
money. Please. Money's mine.
Didn't think I'd be outside in a tank top.
I thought they were gonna drive us back home, but I guess not. I'm a little bit cold.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're almost at a ramen place, so to warm us up.
I will say all the places we saw today were really clean.
Yes.
And I felt like if I had to, we could move into any of them.
Anyone I'd be
Think?
totally okay with.
But I did like the first one.
The first one was the best one.
Is this the right place?
This is the right place. So that's another big thing that we noticed, in that every single place we went to in Japan had a brand new smell to it. You
Yeah.
could smell the glue from construction. Everything was spick and span because they actually use that deposit money to tidy up the places. While in Korea, a lot of the places that we went to, they needed some work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like which situation is better. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna lose our deposit money, which sucks. But
Yeah.
then when you go to look at places in Japan, you can kind of picture yourself in them. But in Korea, this was really surprising. You would go into people's homes while they still lived in them. So people came into our house when they were looking at our apartments.
Yeah.
Like you're like in pajamas. They ring the doorbell, and then
Yeah.
a family just comes in to look at
And
your place.
while we were real estate hunting, like we actually like walked in on people having dinner, and that was just normal if they're
Yeah.
putting up their plates. Like I felt bad, but they're just like, no, look around, go ahead, look at my
Look at my
underwear drawer
drawers,
and everything.
like-
It was just,
Yeah.
it was weird. But here, there wasn't a single place that had a person in it when we were real estate hunting in Japan.
Oh, they've made it like a little sample home. This is our table smaller than this, so I
Yeah.
can already picture like our table here.
Uh-huh.
This is amazing.
This is pretty great. Look at this nice little kitchen counter
Wow,
here.
got bright light. I can
Okay.
easily turn this way and super easily film something, right?
Yep. If the other places are not better than this, we will agree to this right away.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
But this is perfect for me so far.
Now, being a foreigner in another country always comes with its complications, and I will say that renting in Japan was way more complicated
Yep.
than it was in Korea.
Because we were foreigners. So
Yes.
we're going to tell you that story in our blog post. Make sure you click on the link here if you want to learn more about why it's more difficult for foreigners to rent in Japan than it is Korea.
And we're also going to talk about other things like, what is this guarantor that I need?
What's a tatami room?
We're going to talk all about those interesting nitty-gritty facts. Hey, we both did the same thing.
Click on the link
Punch,
here.
punch a baby. What is this?
One punch, baby!
It also looks pretty cute.
Too cute.
Super cute.
You're pretty cute. I like your cute little pigtails.
Thanks. I
You're a
made them.
sweet girl.
They keep from getting hair blowing in your face because it's so windy lately. And when I was walking down the street with my hair, it was like. So these are like protective pigtails.